Hi all you wonderful friends. I'm going to talk about this really interesting subject of yogurt today. And first off, I just want to show you Mother Earth, the beautiful planet that we're living on, all spread out all over the place. And I just love looking at it, although it's not a true image because the world is round. But I just think it's fascinating how we are on this round ball that is just flying through space, and we're all here for a reason, and with this huge organism of life and of consciousness. And when we're talking about yogurt, which seems funny to connect with this, but I think I couldn't help thinking that kefir and yogurt come from very much the same place, or same area of the world. And I'm no historian, so I don't know a lot, but as far as I have learned, the human beings originate from this area. I mean, the Middle East, northern Africa, where we originated. And all the people who kept cows, kept milking animals, it all comes from this area. And I was looking on the map because I actually didn't know where Bulgaria actually is. But Bulgaria is here on one side of the Black Sea, and that's where the yogurt bacteria was found by Mechnikov, a Russian doctor or scientist. He found that the people of Bulgaria, the peasants of Bulgaria who ate yogurt, which is with this thermophilic bacteria, they had very long lives, and they were very healthy. So that's the yogurt. And the kefir comes from the Caucasian mountains, which is on the other side of the Black Sea. So it's a huge area, but it's just amazing how all this culture, human culture, but also probiotic culture, is actually coming from this place, and it's spread out all over the world. So when we want to be healthy, we have to go back to our roots, and that's really where our roots come from. So I'll just have a closer look at this beautiful, beautiful Mother Earth. So here we have, that's where I live, Denmark and England, all of Europe. And here we have Bulgaria, where the yogurt comes from. And over here is the Caucasian mountains, where the kefir comes from. Oh, pretty exciting. So here we're continuing the story about yogurt. I want to start off saying that I think it's so fascinating how we are created to live in these healthy, happy, beautiful, strong bodies. And the world is out of whack. We're all out of whack, more or less, physically, mentally, emotionally. And the beautiful thing is that everything we need to heal and become these beautiful beings that we're created to, all the things we need are in us and around us. It's all in our heart, in the love in our heart and the wisdom that is in our heart, and it's all in Mother Nature. So everything we need, we don't have to go to the chemist. Unless you're nearly dead, maybe go and get an aspirin or something. But really, the really powerful healers are right around us. And they're so simple. And they're usually almost free. And yogurt, I think, is a really interesting subject to dive into. And I want to also say, that I'm not against kefir or kefir or whatever you like to call it. It is a very powerful healer, but like everything, when you're using it, listen to your body and see what it says, and your body will always guide you to maybe using something else at the same time or leaving kefir alone for a while. And that's what I discovered, that it's like my body was saying, you need to have something else. And when I started looking into kefir and what is in kefir, I realized that there are some things that are not in there. Apparently, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but according to the lists of probiotics in kefir, it is very much working on the upper part of our digestive system. And when we look into kefir, to yogurt, which is a thermophilic probiotic, a heat lover, the yogurt bacteria, they live in our colon and they live in our lower intestines. So my body was guiding me to have some yogurt and to dive into this fascinating world of yogurt. So I found some information here I'd like to share with you, and I'll just start off reading, if I can find it. I'll start off reading from Natasha Campbell McBride's book, The GAPS Diet. And this is all about healing the gut flora. And she's a very wise woman who's helped many people. And she describes the probiotic world and starts off with the lactobacilli, which is the acidophilus and all the things that are very much in the kefir, apart from many other things. And the lactobacilli are the mesophilic bacteria who like the just room temperature. And the second she describes is the bifido, I call it bifidobacteria. And she writes, most commonly known species are Bifidobacteria bifidum, Bifidobacteria breve, Bifidobacterium longum, and Bifidobacterium infantis, though there are around 30 different species identified. This is a large family of probiotic bacteria which are most numerous in the human bowel, lower intestines, vagina, and genital area. 90 to 98% of all bacteria living in the bowel of a healthy baby are bifidobacteria. In a healthy adult gut, there are about 7 times more numerous. These bifido are about 7 times more numerous than the lactobacilli, and fulfill many useful functions, apart from producing different antibiotic-like substances which protect the gut from pathogens, engaging the immune system, maintaining gut integrity and health. They act as a source of nourishment for the body. Bifidobacteria actively synthesize amino acids, proteins, organic acids, vitamin K, pantothenic acid, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B3, folic acid, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, assist absorption of calcium, iron, and vitamin D. She also writes about other bacteria and yeasts which are beneficial for us, but the lactobacilli and the bifido are sort of the main probiotics. And I want to show you this beautiful picture I found on the internet of a microscopic picture of Lactobacillus bulgaricus, I think it's called. And this is the bacteria. Wait a sec. It is called Lactobacillus bulgaria, but it is a thermophilic bacteria. So here is this beautiful picture. And what it is the yogurt bacteria are the long ones, and they are in the milk solids or milk. Isn't it amazing, this world that is unseen to the human eye, but still so alive? So I'd like to show you just the list of what is in the kefir. And I'll just fold this so we don't get too confused here. And there are huge amounts of probiotics in kefir. I'll just show it up so you can see it all. Oh, there are so many. It's just incredible. But as I've seen, there are none of the bacteria that are in the yogurt, and that's obviously because the yogurt bacteria, they like heat, and when you're making kefir, you don't have the heat, so they can't really grow there. And I went onto the internet to have a look at I've said something about what the bifidobacteria do, read by Natasha Campbell-McBride. But I also found some more, and this is Bifidobacterium infantis. And it said here, Bifidobacterium infantis, which is in the yogurt that I make, is a probiotic bacterium with many anti-inflammatory properties. It is common in some, but not all, breastfed infants, but has many useful applications in teens and adults too, in the colon and the female vagina. This probiotic is more specifically suited to the intestinal environment of breastfed infants because it prefers to consume the prebiotic human milk, oligosaccharides found in human breast milk, over other sources of energy. It can, however, utilize glucose, fructose, and other carbohydrates commonly found in a whole foods diet of teens and adults, similar to other Bifidobacterium species of bacteria. Bifidobacterium infantis, as it is commonly known, is actually a subspecies of the one called longum. But since products and supplements still refer to it separately, that's what this website is doing to minimize confusion. Bifidobacterium infantis produces predominantly acetic acid with lactic and formic acid production more dependent on the type of prebiotic food it consumes. So, and it says something about what this Bifidobacterium infantis does. Testing on different strains of Bifidobacterium infantis have shown that this subspecies is able to survive transit through the gastrointestinal tract and at least temporarily colonize the colon in adults. So, and as far as I've read, it can live for 2 weeks. So that means that when you're eating the probiotics in the yogurt, some of them will stay there and live there, but most of them will just move on. So they might live there for 2 weeks and then they're out of the system. So you have to keep giving your body a supply of it to have the benefits of it. It helps to prevent leaky gut. It has anti-inflammatory actions. It helps the immune system to suppress inflammatory chemicals which damage the intestines. It is able to crowd out and prevent attachment of pathogenic microbes such as salmonella and all these different words I can't read. And so that's, I think, all. Oh yeah, there was. That one is an interesting thing, which is quite a scary test. They do all these tests on animals, which are not very nice. But it has an effect on depression. They found out with rats. Probiotic treatment with Bifidobacterium infantis in a rat maternal separation model of depression resulted in a normal immune response, normal behavior, and normal levels of stress hormone in the brainstem compared to untreated rats. Which means that they had all these rats and they took their babies away, and then some of the mothers, they gave this probiotic Bifidobacterium infantis, and they found that the depression that these mothers felt, it didn't arise in these rats who got this bacteria. So as we know, the probiotics are such an important part of our healing process because they affect every part of our being. So not only do they give us the 70% of our immune system, so nearly all our immune system, all our strength and vitality comes from this gut flora, but our brain is affected, our emotions are affected. So you just can't get around it. The probiotics are so important when we wish to heal. So this was just a little shining a little light on yogurt and the healing powers of yogurt. So see you soon.